Airpeace CEO complained about what happened when he attempted going to the West Coast and the conditions given to him by Air Cote d'Ivoire. And Cote d'Ivoire is coming in here. The same thing with Medvi. Medvi was supposed to have started the Lagos-Dubai route since, but Emirates refused to give them the landing and other appropriate things at the airport of choice. But the same Emirates has come back, has collected the second slot into Nigeria, into Lagos via Kano, and I've taken another slot. I've retained the other slot into Abuja. Yet our own airline cannot even operate once into Dubai until when the minister stepped in. I think we need to know that in aeropolitical issues, when you sign bilateral services agreement, the first thing you do, the airline, your country's airline who's supposed to operate that country, must be seated when signing such agreement. You must have the airline operators, their representatives seated, or the airline being designated to be seated, so that they will hear the conditions, they will ask what they want, and that should be given at the point of giving out. You don't do unilaterally in the Ministry of Aviation. You must involve the airline, involve the Nigerian Aviation Authority, because all of them have the input that you will use to do. That's why they call it negotiation. And negotiation cannot be done by the government or by the ministry alone. You need all parties. The critical parties must be there, so that you get all the conditions. These are the things you take to the table and negotiate and get something favorable for all, rather than have it on a one-sided agreement.
The government of Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea and Senegal have pledged their support for Medvi Airline as it launched flight services into these countries as part of its expansion drive and in fulfillment of the Yamoussoukro Declaration by African countries preaching air liberalization. First, the vision for an integrated economic community of West African states for trade and movement informed the launch of direct flights to the Anglophone members of West Africa, and now another milestone is being recorded. Medvi Airline is branching into another set of routes within the sub-region, this time the Francophone cities of Abidjan, Conakry and Dakar.
The next stop. Thank you.
On board are the first set of passengers on the routes and the ambassadors of Senegal and Guinea, the management of Medvi Airline led by the managing director, traditional leaders and guests. It's a day of dreams becoming reality, months of international negotiations now yielding fruits. Medvi is flying first into Abidjan, the commercial capital of Cote d'Ivoire, 1 hour 32 minutes after the plane touches down. A host of guests and high-power dignitaries from the government and relevant agencies are out to welcome the airline. A reception takes place where a representative of the country's prime minister gives his warm welcome.
I hope Medvi will be our company. Because as we said, everything we are doing is to put all the people together. We will not be able to benefit on the ECOWAS area without airplane.
We promise, we keep the faith, we keep the consistency, and with your support, we pray these are going to need the trade, both in the passenger traffic, the cargo, and every international connection, because today we're doing 4 flights to Jeddah, we commence in Dubai, and we're in UK for 4 flights.
Plenary is over, the team boards the airplane again. 2 hours after, the Conakry International Airport welcomes all on board. The Conakry leg is an interesting one. The pilot who flew this inaugural flight into the country is a son of the soil.
Le fait que c'est un pilote, un commandant de bord guinéen qui a mené ce premier vol en Guinée.
The minister has just indicated that it is a pilot, a commandant, a Guinean pilot that brought the plane here for the first flight.
Beaucoup de personnes ne connaissent pas la signification de cela.
Many people don't understand the meaning of that.
Il n'est pas le seul à opérer dans les compagnies nigérianes.
He is not the only one that is in the Nigerian flying companies.
Present here is the ambassador of Guinea to Nigeria, Nigeria's ambassador to Guinea, that of Senegal to Nigeria, and the country's aviation regulator.
Nous avons beaucoup de personnel de conduite. We have a lot of our staff qui travaillent au Nigeria, that are working in Nigeria. Mais soyez rassurés, but you can be assured, ou soyez informés, you will be informed, que leurs licences sont signées par l'aviation civile de Guinée. That their license, working license, is signed by the Guinean Civil Aviation. Sans cela, without that, l'aviation civile nigériane ne pourrait pas reconnaître. The Nigerian Civil Aviation will have not recognized leurs compétences, their competence.
And now it's time to board. And after another 1 hour 20 minutes, the next stop is the Leopold Sedar Senghor International Airport in Dakar, Senegal, which again signifies Medview's entrance into that market. And the gratitude didn't wane.
This is showing the good relationship that exists between Nigeria and Senegal, and at the same time this is showing the will of the leaders at the very highest level of ECOWAS to connect, to improve the connectivity between our respective countries, to facilitate the transport for our people so that they can travel very easily.
The flight returns to Lagos, Nigeria, of course, with passengers who are more than grateful the region is now more open to swift movement. Medview with this flight has commenced a thrice-weekly flight into and out from these countries among the ever-expanding route. When we return after the break, Air Berlin finally closes shop with its last flight. Do join us again.